All right, and then similar question. Give us like a very difficult deal you were able to get through the finish line, whether it be, cloudy title or, some of these deals there's a stress. It's just it could take 9 months to get through because you have this or that or some dead person on the title. And
I'd say like in general, like I played marriage counselor a few times on deals, where a husband and wife are separated, but still on title or however it shakes out. And I have to be the conduit between those two and hear them both out and calm them down. And at the end of the day, get them to focus. Hey, the goal is to get rid of this asset. I'm here to help out and purchase it from you. You don't, I'll hear about his girlfriend. He could tell me about his girlfriend and all this stuff there, but, and playing that role. Also worked with, we did a deal in Chicago, South Side there. There was 15 heirs. We're looking to split like $32,000. So you can imagine the windfall that they were coming into, and they were scrapping over it like nobody's business. So it took a couple of trips to, people's houses there to get the contract ultimately signed by everybody there. But, that's just kind of what we do to get a deal done.
that's great. So let's talk about the last, year and a half, 2 years. The market's been insanely hot, regardless of what neighborhood you're playing in. What have you guys seen? Has that made your job easier or harder? Right? It's probably easier on the back end to find an investor, but everyone you're going to and knocking on a door or talking to is, probably saying, "Oh, I so and so down the block got X for their property, and it was insanely overpriced." Like, has the job gotten easier or harder? Or is it pretty much the same because you're on both ends of the transaction?
I would say the short answer, it's pretty much the same because we're still using the same method and techniques that we buy properties. We're just not at a certain percentage there what the market will bear. So, we had a real quick adjustment in 2008, 2009 there of when price points dropped and real estate was toxic. That's when you had hedge funds coming in and stuff. So your buyers change a little bit, but like this market here, I would say it stays the same. It doesn't change our routine. We're still looking at fairly the same amount of properties to contract one. I would say it's safe to say you will lose some deals, out to somebody, just a neighbor, that got wind of the house. It wasn't an investor on Tuesday, but as an investor on Wednesday, hey, you're selling your house? Yeah, I'd like to buy it, so you do see some competition entering in that quite honestly won't be here in a couple of months. There's already the banter of reading the tea leaves of, oh, interest rates are up and, prices are going down. It's like 5% interest. It's pretty cheap money. It's just not going to get what you were wishing for last summer. But it really hasn't changed. Our routine and our strategy and our model that we run hasn't changed at all.